I'm Haylee Knutti. I am an associate veterinarian at the Morrison Veterinary Clinic. I work at a mixed animal veterinary clinic, so all 4 of the doctors here see both large and small animals. I graduated with an Associates of Science degree from Highland Community College, and then I transferred to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and I was there for a year studying animal science. I transferred again to the University of Minnesota for vet school at the Twin Cities location. I received a bachelor's degree in veterinary science after my first year of vet school, and then graduated with my doctorate of veterinary medicine degree in 2016. Yeah, I've known since I was about 8, which I feel like is rare. Most students I don't think have that same experience, but I shadowed a bunch of different veterinarians. I grew up on a beef farm, so we always had animals, we always had cattle. I grew up showing livestock, so I kind of knew we had vets out all the time. I kind of knew that this was what I wanted to do. And the only time I really doubted it, I guess, was the harder college courses became, and especially like once you got to vet school, the classes are just difficult. So it was times like that you were like, oh man, is this really worth it? I developed a backup plan because it's really hard to get into vet school. I think like 1,200 people applied for the seat that I got, and there was only like 106 people in my class. So I did in high school develop a backup plan in case vet school wasn't for me. I would say the most challenging parts are explaining difficult news to clients. Since we work a lot with people, we do work a lot with their animals, of course, but if it's a difficult diagnosis, something we can't fix, maybe we don't have an answer for them at all, that's probably the most difficult part, is kind of being able to express that to the client while still staying compassionate and still kind of letting them know you understand how frustrating it is, but still not being able to really deliver the outcome that they're looking for. Most enjoyable part has got to be the puppies and kittens and new baby calves and, getting to see the family grow, get a new pet, play with the litter of puppies when they first come in for their first appointment. That's really fun. Like everybody loves the puppies and kittens and the litters and getting to go like pull calves and watch the calf stand up for the first time. Those types of moments are definitely the best. I feel like as a high schooler preparing for any field in the medical profession, but veterinarian specifically, I think it's important to focus on as many upper level science and math classes as you can, like calculus, physics, chemistry, just because you're going to have to take a lot of them in college. And if you have a good background in high school, that'll help make your college courses a little bit easier and at least make you feel like it's less of a foreign concept. The more of a foundation you have before you get to the really difficult stuff is nice to have at least a foundation. I am a writer. I've been a writer my whole life. I don't love to do it, but I can do it. Even if you don't love like your English courses or your math courses, they really do help you later on. Everything requires you to write emails to correspond with people for your profession. Everybody wants you to write an essay to talk about why you want to do whatever program it is you're applying for. And having those skills now makes it a heck of a lot easier to do when you're trying to do it for a scholarship or you're trying to do it to get into vet school. Even if you're not going to be a journalist or an English teacher, it's still nice to have a foundation. That being said, I took a lot of math classes too, and I still use a calculator all the time, but it's nice to at least know what you're supposed to do with it. My advice is to just shadow, because more and more people, you get to see different experiences, know what other vets do, and then it kind of prepares you like, okay, this is really what I want to do. Throughout school, especially high school and undergrad, I paid a lot of attention to my grades because I know that's part of what gets you into vet school, but other parts are experiences. volunteer work, shadowing, being a leader, taking on clubs. I maybe would have prioritized things a little bit differently, still making sure that grades were good, but also still having a good time and, you know, getting that experience, real life experience. I played a lot of sports too, and I don't regret that at all. I think that team atmosphere gives you a lot of real life, you know, like preparation for adulthood and for a real job and entering a career and those types of responsibilities. Same with growing up on a farm. Biggest advice just generally is if you need help, ask for it. Even if you were the smart kid in high school your whole academic career and you didn't need any help, and when you get to a class that you struggle with, don't be afraid to ask for help.